I was asked a question about my signature that says I'm inspiring people to love your best. And he said to me, he says, well, how do you scale that? How do you measure that? How do you know when somebody is loving at their best? That was a very good question. That is actually surrounding and regarding all relationships, truth be told. But I must say my passion is definitely around marriages. I'm a believer and I follow Christ. And I believe that marriage was instituted and created to resemble Christ's love for the church. And I've heard many people say, you know what, I love unconditionally. And then the minute something happens, or the moment or the season where something occurs that they believe is too heavy for them to bear, they do away with that relationship. Well, if you can say that I've loved unconditionally and that relationship no longer is intact, then that ain't love unconditional. That's not loving unconditionally. Now, I understand that there's some variations and some circumstances where people may challenge. Let's just keep it simple, okay? For most things that we deal with, we just don't want to deal with the discomfort. We don't want to deal with the pain. We don't want to deal with the hurt. Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, that's what Jesus endured, right? He suffered long through discomfort, being an oddball out, loving when people couldn't love him nor understand him, was not on his side or his team, and yet still fulfilled love all the way to the point of death. That's marriage. That's love unconditional. And until we fulfill love in a way that we flesh that thing out all the way to death, then we really don't know what unconditional, we will not ever know what love unconditional looks like. So when I want people to love their best, I want them to live and love in a way that is selfless, that it is a sacrifice. Yes, it may not always feel good. You're speaking to a person who abandoned 2 relationships in marriage, and regardless of the circumstance or the details, what I later learned is that in order for me, and honest and truthfully, to ever get to the point where I can say, well, I want a love that never fails, I have to know how to love unfailingly.